Hello, guys. Welcome. My name is Dara Oladapo, and I welcome you to Smooth Dev Saturday, episode 001. Um, Before I get started, I just wish to, you know, wish you Happy New Year. It's a new 2020, and it's gonna be an awesome year for us. Um, Welcome to the stream. This is the very first episode of Smooth Dev Saturday. So be sure to subscribe and follow us wherever you're watching this video right now. This stream, what I basically be talking about is my plan for Smooth Dev Saturday, why I thought about it, and of course, get your feedback on topics we can add and all things like that. So let's get started. In my head, I have these three sessions I thought about, but of course, it's liable to increase. We can increase them, we can add stuff based on the feedback I get from you listeners. The first thing that is on my mind, I'm a trainer, so I love to teach fundamentals almost every time. Even though I'm an advanced developer and all that, I like to teach the fundamentals. So one of the things we'll be talking about fundamentals of developing software, things to get started with, what you need to know, choosing the right path, and all that. And of course, we'll go into some core development. We'll treat some very special topics in software development, and then we will have some calls with developers from across the world, where we'll hear some tips and tricks about how to develop and all that. And of course, one of my favorite topics in development, DevOps, where we'll talk all things development operations, Azure DevOps, automated development, automated deployment, all those kind of things. And of course, my favorite part of the stream, which is the chaotic ride, where we just pick a random stuff and the stuff we did within 1-2 hours. So let's delve into this sessions a little bit more. So for their fundamentals, we'll talk about fundamentals of software development, regardless of the language you write. I write C#, for example. There are guys who prefer writing JavaScript, Python, Ruby. There are hundreds and thousands of languages out there you can decide to write. But of course, these languages, they are built up from the fundamentals of programming. So we'll talk about the basic concepts you need to know starting out as a programmer. The loops, the syntaxes, the variables. Those basic concepts are what we'll talk about in that section. And I think it will take about 6 or 7 series of videos. And of course, we'll have fun with that. And of course, there'll be a session or two dedicated to you to talk about the part you can take as a developer. You want to go full stack, back stack, main stack, full stack, all those kind of things. So we'll talk about all that. And of course, we'll talk about all the stacks because these days we talk about I'm a front end developer, I'm a back end developer. Well, I'm not any end developer personally. I write wherever the money talks. So we'll talk about all the stacks, main stack, dev stack, lamp stack, all those kind of things, and of course the languages that are involved and the things you need to learn. And of course, if any other thing pops up in my head, we shall talk about all those in that section of dev fundamentals. Of course, we won't be going very much in depth in any of the series because that is not my goal. If you want to go in depth, you'll have to sign up for now some of my master classes. um so yeah, we'll deal with fundamentals here. And of course, another section that I'll love and really delve into is core dev, where I will show us how I use C# every day as a developer. I write mobile apps a lot. I write desktop apps quite a lot. People ask me, Dara, why do you still write desktop apps? I'm like, well, I love it, so I write it. And of course, I write for Windows 10. I write for the web, not that much, but at least I can write hello world in ASP.NET Core and deploy it and it works. And I can still do some database connections. I'm not that expert. And of course, one of my favorite topics, AI. So we'll talk about infusing AI services into your application. And of course, as developers, we get stuck. As a C# developer, I've gotten stuck many times. There are times I've had bugs that lasted years. And by stroke of genius, I was able to solve them. So we'll talk about getting by when issues occur in your programming, how to get help, and things you can do to avoid getting this kind of issues when they occur. So that is that about the core dev session. And then, of course, the section where we're having calls with developers across the globe, developers, experts, developer managers, and all that. We'll have calls with them, and they will share their insights on software development uh, from a personal perspective, from a professional perspective, and of course from a best practice point of view. And then that is that section. And then of course, we'll talk about DevOps. We'll talk about DevOps. We'll talk about the basics. So point to note, I'm a core Azure guy. That is what I've started with. My career has been all Azure, Azure DevOps, all Microsoft tech. But of course, I know a little bit about all the other tech. So we'll talk about the basics of Azure DevOps, what it is, the benefits of DevOps, maybe through a little bit inside about what DevOps can really achieve for you, and then we'll talk about Azure Apps because most of the web services we'll be deploying will be using Azure Apps app services for them. So we need to delve a little bit so that we'll understand when I am talking about some terminologies using Azure DevOps and doing the deployments. And of course, we'll dedicate 1 or 2 sessions to talking about developer productivity using Azure DevOps, how you can be more agile using Azure DevOps services as a developer, as a development manager, as a project manager, as a business analyst, talking about all the different roles that come into Azure DevOps platform. And of course, we'll now delve more a little bit in depth into applications services using Azure DevOps. So we'll do deployments for web applications. So in that section, we're talking ASP.NET Core and React.js. Of course, if I know some other tech, I'll put it up in there. So we'll do end-to-end from start to finish deployment. We'll create the application. We'll put some stuff inside it. We'll spice it up with a little DevOps. We'll rub a little DevOps on it again. And then, of course, we'll do automated deployments. We'll deal with deployment slots, doing testing, managing credentials, all those kind of things. We'll do that in that section. And of course, one of the neglected parts of DevOps is mobile applications. You need to do a lot of stuff with mobile applications. So we will deal with that. So automated deployment of mobile applications, analytics, all those kind of things. We will deal with that in that section. And of course, when you write desktop applications, you also need to put some DevOps on it. So we'll talk about that in the DevOps for desktop application section. So stay tuned for that. So one of the fun parts we will deal with here is the chaotic ride, where we'll choose a random topic. I don't have the list of topics off the top of my head right now making this video, but we'll choose a topic, maybe something I'm not used to, or maybe a suggestion from you listeners. We'll pick it up. We'll try to implement it in 1-2 hours. If we can't finish it in one stream, we'll take it up to the following week, and we will see how that goes. So for this, I'll probably be doing this sometimes March, April, because I'll be back home where internet is stable and fast and super. I'm currently on vacation. So that is that about that section. So please let me know what you think. Let me know the things you like to learn. These are just topics off the top of my head for me, and I'd like to know what you like to learn, so that I can think about it and put it and maybe create a session for you. And of course, ideas are welcome. That is the whole purpose of this, for me to be able to part some of the knowledge I've learned over the number of X years I've been in this field. So what I'd like you to do is, I have my website where I write a couple of times a year. So that's daroladapo.com. So be sure to check that out to know the things I'm up to. And of course, I tweet a lot. Well, not that not as much as some people would have, but of course, at some point in time, I'll be tweeting very much more. So you can follow me on Twitter, and of course, these are the places I stream on: Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook. I am Daryl Ladapo everywhere. So please be sure to stay in touch with me, ask your questions, follow me, and be sure to subscribe so you get alerts every time I go live or I post new content. So that is that for now. Um, I look forward to having you and getting your feedback, and of course learning a lot from you. So it's Smooth Dev Saturday once again. You can follow that hashtag because that is what I'll be using to do some tracking about all this. So I am Dara Ladapo, and thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, before I forget, what we'll be talking about in Smooth Dev Saturday 002. The Smooth Dev Saturday 002. Well, I've been thinking about it, and I think I might just start with Dev Fundamental 001. About that, what do you think? So we'll talk about Dev Fundamentals So we'll take one of the dev concepts. I think I'll need to go learn about this. So we'll take the fundamentals, and then we will deal with that. So we will talk about this. Okay, about the fundamentals is what we'll be starting with next week. So we're talking about all the basic concepts that boil out of programming. Okay, so stay tuned. Next week we will have some very nice content to put out, and I think that will run for about 3 to 6 weeks. It depends, Rich. It really depends on how long I can take to delve into each of the concepts. So it might take lesser than 6 weeks or way more than 6 weeks. So stay tuned. Next week, I will see you. Once again, be sure to follow me on the channels that is favorite to you. And of course, I will see you next week. Enjoy. Bye.